recording for YouTube. Let's get started. I'm so excited to play I Love You, Colonel Sanders. Let's go. Professor Dog, best friend. That's a walkie stick with a chicken on it. Sims CC? What's that? There's the back button. Custom content. Ooh, interesting. I've been meaning to do that for SimCity 3000. I'm sure there is like 20 years worth of custom content for that. So I want to check it out. I guess we're going for a new game. Tell us your name. Chris. Biscuits and chicken. Whoa, what just happened? Hold on a second. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. You sleep softly as the morning sun casts a warm glow through the window of your modest student apartment. Look at the hearts. I'm pretty sure we sell these at my store. Look at this exact thing. I want this poster. I like this game already. This is great. I like it. The world is peaceful and serene. You could stay in the moment forever. I mean, it feels like right now we're staying in this moment forever. Or you can wake up now. Your first day of culinary or culinary? How do you say it? I usually say culinary, but I've heard people say culinary. Okay, I'm just gonna go because it's really annoying. Smack that clock up and at 'em. Stay in bed forever. You slept through the school year and gave up the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to meet Colonel Sanders. Okay, this game's trolling me already. Did it really have to load? It could have just, like, set the conversation back. Lying in bed, you stare at the ceiling, thinking about everything that awaits you at the prestigious University of Cooking School Academy for University of Cooking School Academy for Learning. Your mind begins to wander. Who will be there? What will you cook? What should you wear? Time begins to fly by and your imagination is getting away from you. You'll need to take this seriously. You allow yourself to daydream a bit, thinking about the future. Take this seriously. I hate the alarm clock too. You say text. I'd better make sure to arrive prepared for the first day. You bust through your morning checklist. Teeth brushed, hair combed, pits deodorized. Nothing can stop you now. Except. You confidently grab a biscuit, strut out the door, head off to class. There's gonna be a lot of really annoying sounds in this game. Just what you need to get your blood flowing. KFC advertisements. Standing in the quad, you gaze upon the magnificent University of Cooking School Academy for Learning. This is gonna drive me nuts. Here comes your lifelong best friend forever. Your lifelong best friend forever, Miriam. She's the most adorably awkward person you've ever met, and absolutely love her for it. She's adorable. I like her green hair. Good morning, Christov. Are you excited for the first day of the rest of our lives? Actually, because I sure am excited, a little nervous. Okay, a lot nervous. With the... It's just that this morning I made breakfast for myself, but when I ate it, I couldn't taste any love in the food. What if I'm no good? What if I fail? Classic Miriam. Raised by Master Chef parents, she always held herself to a very high standard. Ever since we were little babies playing together and you rescued me from that quicksand box, it's been clear to me that you're the most loving, caring person that I know. You're going to do great. Aw, I'm so sweet. But with University of Cooking School, Academy of Learning's famous 3-day only semesters, oh my god, I'm afraid of being left behind and never catching up. A sweet girl, Miriam has always had a flair for the dramatic. This summer, she got so nervous about her first kiss that she chipped a tooth practicing on a mannequin. Me. Should you pep talk her, or change the subject to give her some relief? Pep talk your best friend, change the subject. Pep talk. Remember last month when we saw the fortune teller and had our tarot cards read? That's a weird way of saying it. Because it's not usually like, here are my tarot cards, read them for me. The lady with the mask who gave me nightmares? I've been trying to forget. Oh, shit. I know she looks spooky, but she was so sweet. And she told you that you were destined for great things. Remember that card with the fancy looking tower? And that other card featuring the handsome fellow in the red suit? I've been waiting for so long to meet a handsome fellow I could call my own. And I'm sure you will soon. In no time we'll be graduating, and you'll be delighting the world with your heartfelt cooking in no time at all. 3 days to be exact, apparently. As you talk Miriam up, you can feel her nerves begin to ease. You know what? Maybe everything will be okay after all. If not, at least I have these killer bangs. True. Can you believe I cut them myself? I sure can. It was right. I cannot believe it. Before you can get another word out, you're rudely interrupted when someone smacks your books and custom engraved measuring spoons out of your hands and onto the ground. Custom engraved measuring spoons. I want those. Hey! It's Ashley, your arch rival. She's totally evil, but you can't help but be filled with jealousy. She can get anything she wants, and she knows it. I am going to bang her by the end of this. Hello, Ashley. Oh, I didn't see you there, chicken shins. You leave Christov's shins alone. Please. They're perfectly normal shins. I like to think so. Ugh, you can't stand Ashley. Even her name is annoying. And you know for a fact that it's actually Ashley, but she had to add the extra letters just to make herself feel better than everyone. If anyone knows what a perfect shins look like, it's us. We're not gonna let you or your really weird insults get to us. Across the quad? Across the quad, you see Ashley's best friend, Van the Man, has stopped to look at his own reflection in the mirror. His pants are so tight, you can see him casually working out his glutes while he's styling his hair. No lie, they're rockin' glutes. Van? You rang. Oh my god. He looks like, Zelda Skyward Sword dude. Groose? Was that his name? I swear he looks like Groose. You've never been sure what their arrangement is, but as long as you've known them, Ashley and Van have been just as close as you and Miriam, but substantially more devious. I thought he was like wearing white overalls, but it's like a shirt still. I can't believe that University of Cooking School Academy of Learning would ever allow people to attend as people like you to attend as students. I know, right? You'd think they just hand us our diplomas now. I wish. Or maybe hire us on as professors. You amateurs could learn a lot from us. With the first day of school about to start, there's just not time to properly tell these two off. So you resist the urge. Let's go, Miriam. See you later, losers. As you approach the door, you see a goofy-looking kid pushing hard against the window directly next to it. Oopsie. I think it's broken. You reach forward and easily pull the door open. That should do the trick. I love you. I think you mean thank you. My name is Pop. I was named after my Pop. He's old. Could someone like this also be a student at the school? He must be one heck of a chef. Also, his name tag clearly says Bob, but I guess he's reading it upside down. Hi, Pop. I'm Christov. So, are you gonna make me hold this door all day? Nope. And with that, the young man walks into the building ahead of you. Is it just me, or is he kind of cute? I think it's just you. You both shrug your shoulders before following him into the building. You stand at the edge of the room, unsure where to sit. Other students wander in and keep themselves busy chit-chatting. A scruffy-looking pooch takes his place at the podium at the front of the class. Adorable. He doesn't just take his place at a podium, he places himself on a pedestal. Now, quiet down, everyone. Who is this unreasonably cute pup, and why is he in our culinary class? You must be Sprinkles, head instructor and CEO of UCSAL. Please call me Professor Dog. I may be cute and a little scruffy, but I still demand respect. Woof. What? A cute dog is our professor? This is the best school ever. I guess only a dog's nose is capable of picking up all the nuances of fine dining. Out of nowhere, wind begins to rush around you as a swirl of cherry blossom petals fill the air inside the classroom. What an odd thing. I'm chilly, someone close the window. And then, he walks in. Oh snap. You're immediately swept up in the aura of this new student and his remarkable goatee. Who knew anyone could be so handsome? Time stands still. Now, does a soul patch and a mustache count as a goatee? Because I thought a goatee was, like, connected. Important questions. It's him. It's... If it isn't my favorite student, Harland. Colonel Sanders interrupts Sprinkles. Sorry, Professor Dog. Before he can finish his sentence. Wait, that's not what's happening. Please call me Colonel. Colonel Sanders. A hushed murmur rolls through the classroom as Colonel Sanders walks down the aisle of the desks. Suddenly, the room is sweltering. Sweat begins to beat across your brow. You feel like everyone is looking at you, and you're not entirely wrong. And this over here must be Sweaty Sweats a Lot. Maybe we could open that window back up before Faucet Pits melts into a puddle and evaporates entirely. What a dick. Is that what it's called? A Van Dyke? I think you're right. Hold on just a second. Nobody talks to my friend like that. You two both know my name. We were in the same kindergarten class. And what is with all your really weird insults? Besides, when Christoph sweats, it's not gross, it's beautiful. Look at that shimmer. You take a moment to clean yourself up. That's the only option I have? Okay. It's a good thing you didn't forget about that deodorant this morning. This classroom is hot, hot, hot. Ellipsis. Professor Dog steps in to settle the class down and set some ground rules. Welcome to University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning, the greatest culinary academy in the world. The birthplace of culinary legends past, present, and future. Many challenges await you. There will be tears, there will be blood. There might even be really adorable tiny food. And when all is said and done, there will be a battle. You will lift your sporks and compete in the broom cooking arena. Broom cooking. Just then, another student enters the classroom and interrupts the professor's rousing speech. Hi guys, sorry I'm late. I hope everyone had a good summer. I really miss... Quiet! Late to class is bad enough, but interrupting my monologue? You're on the fast track out of here, young man. Are you sure you're even in the right place? Don't you recognize me? This is my 3rd year in this school with you as my teacher. Everyone stares at him blankly. Does no one remember me? You're expelled if you utter one more word before I finish. You know what, Sprinkles? You're right. You're right about to get punched in the face because you're a dick dog. You know that? Let that be a lesson to you, students, that tardiness is unacceptable. Even Clank made it here on time, rolling halfway across town on his tiny wheels. Who? You turn to see the student Sprinkles is... You turn to see the student Sprinkles is referencing, who appears to be some sort of industrial kitchen appliance. Okay. The class bursts into laughter. Oh, Clank, you rascal. Sprinkles walks in the classroom as everyone stands in the Sprinkles walks in the classroom as everyone stands in silent obedience. When he gets to you, he lifts his nose into the air and he takes a deep sniff. Your diet is lacking. Based on what I'm picking up here, you definitely need a multivitamin. You should be taking better care of yourself. You've never had a talking dog as a teacher before, but Sprinkles' reputation for being smart but tough is well known. You decide to try and butter him up by giving him a treat from your pocket. What kind? Chicken snack. You reach beneath your apron and return with a chicken snack in your hand. Sprinkles' eyes go wide as he locks onto it. This is so strange. These games are all like this, aren't they? His favorite. Well. I think there might be some competition for a new star student. The furry professor immediately devours the snack, leaving your hand slick with a coating of warm doggy drool. You see the other students eyeing you jealously. Jealously. Is that a word? Jealously? I'd never even thought about it. But pay no mind to them. If they want to succeed in life, they should have learned the importance of carrying a range of dog treat flavors on them at all times. That's right. Settle down, young chefs. Take your seats and prepare to have your minds open to the amazing possibilities of culinary creation. As everyone rushes to claim their favorite seats, you're left standing at the front of the room. Only 2 options remain. Hey, Christoph, there's a seat still here. It seems there's no one has claimed the seat next to me, if you're interested. 2 good options, but which will you choose? I'm gonna sit by my best friend. I mean, it's her first day, and she's nervous, and he's hot as fuck, but I'm gonna sit with my best friend. You move to take your seat by Miriam. I'm so glad to have you near me to support me through this class. That's why I'm here, Miriam. That's exactly why I'm here. Of course, you're my best friend. Who else would I sit by? Colonel Sanders? He has such a magnetic personality, and there's a seat open right next to him. If you had sat there, you might have gotten to know him a little bit better. Oh, I know Miriam. But I would never sacrifice our friendship. Besides, I'm sure I'll get a chance to talk to him later in the semester. I've got 3 whole days. That's like a lifetime. Here at UCLAS or something. I wish I remembered. So you say, but now that Miriam mentions it, that Colonel Sanders is just so darn dreamy. I made my choice. Game. I made my choice. As soon as you've settled into your seat, the professor makes an announcement. Woof. Think fast. It's time for a pop quiz. Yay! Quiz about me. This incredibly important and surprisingly short quiz will tell me if you're ready for a life at culinary school. Keep your knives sharp and your focus sharper. Here comes question 1. If a train A is traveling to point B and train B is traveling to point A, how important is it to wash your hands before cooking? Extremely, looking at you, Pop. That's right. Forest is to tree as chicken is to... feather, I guess? Like, yeah. But a chicken's not made of feathers, but a forest is made of trees. But there are a lot of trees in a forest and a lot of feathers on a chicken. So, sure. What is the most efficient eating utensil ever created? Spork. He mentioned sporks. What food is best for a broken heart? Camel meat? The pancake that looks like a silly face. Anything as long as it's prepared with love and not too much salt. It's one of those two. I'm gonna go with this one, because it's sweet. Is Sprinkles a good boy? He's a talking dog that teaches culinary school. He's the best boy. That's what he wants to hear, so I'm gonna give it to him. Perfect, 5 out of 7. Wow, be honest, did you cheat? You look up to see that Colonel Sanders has been watching you tally your score. He's impressed. I know we just met, but I have to confess, I think you have a beautiful brain. So I've been told. Hot diggity, Christoph. You just scored some major Colonel Sanders points with that performance. May I have your attention, students? Woof. I have an important announcement to make. Time for lunch! Wow, the cafeteria is as nice as any restaurant you've ever seen. Wow, ever eaten at. It makes sense that a school dedicated to cooking would also be serious about eating. It is a bad analogy, right? I'm not wrong. A delicious fragrance wafts through the room and tickles the end of your nose. Your mouth waters. Do you smell that? That must be our lunch. It smells crazy good. Everyone, can I have your attention? Is it about lunch? No, I just wanted to apologize for my tardiness. You see, I was... Howdy, folks. I'd like to make an announcement. Hey, I was... It's about lunch. Everyone cheers. But I... Shh. Lunch, lunch, lunch. She said shush. In honor of the new semester, I have prepared something special to share with everyone for lunch. That must be the smell I smelled. Indeed, that smell. You hold your breath waiting to see what the food is, what this mysterious food... Wow, I'm just like making up my own sentence. You hold your breath waiting to see what food this mysterious student has created. You've heard that he's very talented. But were the rumors true? Is this... Colonel Sanders lifts a large bucket above his head. The contents glimmer in the light. I don't know if I want my chicken glimmering, but okay. I just realized I literally had just a stack of chicken on a plate before this. I ate those Greek chicken bite things that I bought today. Half that box. Piled high are huge pieces of chicken, breaded and fried to a crispy golden finish. The aroma envelops you, and you begin to feel warm and safe. I mean, safe? They were alright. I didn't have anything to dip them in, didn't think about that, so I did my normal salt thing, but like, I think they would have been better if I had a dip. Colonel Sanders has filled a bucket with chicken? What a novel concept. Your stomach begins to grumble as if to say, stop thinking, start eating. For years, I have been developing a secret recipe for the perfect fried chicken. By my calculation, nothing less than 11 herbs and spices are required to achieve the perfect balance of flavors. You look around and notice that every other student has a pen and paper and is scribbling notes as fast as they can. But that's all I'll say about that. What you think we want your stupid recipe, dude? Nah, my dude. Nah. I'm just drafting a last will and testament in case one of those ingredients is poison. Got him. He looks around nervously to see if anyone else is laughing at his sick burn. You wait to see what zinger Ashley has prepared to follow up, but she suddenly takes a different approach. Yeah, and I was just like writing in my diary. Dear diary, today I smelled something beautiful. I knew at that moment that only the hands of a true gentleman could fry chicken so tender. You see her body language change from bitter and evil to sweet and innocent as she slides closer to Colonel Sanders. She realizes that he is destined for greatness and fame with cooking skills like this. She wants him all to herself. Oh, please. Well, Van, the man, if you don't want any, I'll take his. This game gets me. Whoa, hold on. I mean, I guess I'll try it. He takes one bite, and his eyes grow wide. He starts contorting his face as he tries to hold in his pure exhilaration and act unimpressed. With Ashley's ass? Yeah, I don't know. I think it looks to me like she's kind of hopping. I don't think... It is kind of awkward looking. I can't tell if she has like super thick thighs with the Colonel Sanders thing in the way. There's chicken on her thigh highs, and that's incredible. I love them. Easy now, there's enough for everyone. Please, my fellow classmates, dig in. You take one of the pieces of fried chicken out of this bucket and sink your teeth into it. It's amazing. Whoa, it must be amazing, Jesus. Tasting Colonel Sanders' food transport you to another dimension. Alone with your taste buds, gripping a drumstick in your hand, you float weightlessly. Focus your mind and meditate on this moment. Try to identify every flavor. Savor the moment and everything that it tells you about Colonel Sanders' culinary heart. Swim toward the light. Identify every flavor. Yeah, we'll go with Colonel Sanders' culinary heart. The flavors in your mouth are beautiful, pure, heavenly. What a guy! Alone with the flavors, you feel something that can only be described as love. For a man? For a flavor? Are they the same? After tasting his food, you try to get some one-on-one time with Colonel Sanders. Okay. Colonel Sanders smiles ever so softly as you approach. He stops what he's doing and allows you to break the silence. Look at that smile. Colonel, I wondered if I could talk to you for a second. Anything for a fellow chef. What exactly was on that chicken? How bold to come out and ask. It's an idea I had for a new combination of flavors that will make me my fortune and establish my legacy for all time as I open a chain of highly successful fried chicken restaurants. No big deal. It's just you and me talking here. I can keep a secret. In fact, I've got some of my own that I'd be willing to trade. What's the rush? The semester is only getting started. We've got 2 more whole days to get to know each other. He's clearly not going to give it up easily, but it doesn't hurt to be persistent. You know what they say about secrets, Colonel? Shouldn't learning be fun? Aww. You've got moxie, I'll give you that. Your favorite drink, Cara, right? Colonel Sanders looks both ways to make sure you're truly alone, and then he leans in. You can feel his warm breath as he whispers, "Oh snap." Just one ingredient, but you can't tell. I use blank. It's something my great-grandmother taught me. Blank? Wow, you'd never have guessed that. In fact, you're not even sure what you'd get. Not even sure where you'd get some if you searched. While you're wrapped up in that huge revelation, you notice that Colonel Sanders has disappeared. While everyone else is in the cafeteria... Wow. While everyone else is in the cafeteria, you decide to look for him. You find Colonel Sanders outside, standing in the quad. Oh, it's you again. Howdy. Yeah, you just fucking walked out on me. Like, we were just talking and you disappeared. What the fuck? Sometimes I like to come outside and look at the school buildings. I think about how my story will continue on after I've graduated. Sounds like you have big plans. Dare I say, the biggest. I will leave my mark on this world. You can bet that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go leave my mark on Ashley instead, though. Alone together for the first time, you figure now is the perfect moment to show your personality to him. You neg him to show your own strength. Wow him with a big idea to add an additional ingredient to really spice things up. Be modest but thoughtful. I'm just gonna wow him. You know, about that, I was thinking about your secret recipe. I don't doubt it. It has a way of leaving an impression on all who taste it. You decide to show him that you also know a thing or two about blowing minds with new flavors, if you know what I mean. I actually had some thoughts about how you could improve it. Improve it? You want to change my secret recipe? And do you think you can do better? Have you ever heard of habanero peppers? Heard of them? I tend an entire garden of chili pepper varieties. Habanero, poblano, cayenne. But that's not the point. You can't just toss in new ingredients into my recipe and expect to improve it. A recipe is about balance. It involves careful consideration and refinement. I didn't mean to... Let this be the last time you improvise on my recipes, Christoph. I'm headed back to class for the next lesson. That certainly didn't go as planned. I want to tell him to go fuck himself anyways. You better head back inside. But you wait a moment so that Colonel Sanders doesn't think you're desperately chasing after him. Food Wars? What? You step into the massive cooking arena where the afternoon lesson will take place. Each student gets an oven and all the tools and ingredients they could need. Oh snap! Am I gonna be able to like make recipes and shit here, or is this just gonna be like my usual? You click on a thing and do what it says. It did say dating sim. This so far strikes me more of a visual novel than a dating sim. Look at this place, it's magnificent. Finally, we get to show our stuff. Wait a second. Oh no, we have to show our stuff. What if I totally blow it? You're not gonna blow anything. Except maybe kisses to the crowd of fans you're gonna earn with your signature adorable tiny food creations. I don't know what a otome is, but like, to me, like the word simulator has a meaning, and a visual novel is like, it's this kind of thing. Like, you're basically like exploring a story. It can be kind of like choose your own adventure-ish kind of thing, in sort of a light way, choose your adventure light, I guess. But dating sim strikes me as you simulating certain events and actions and stuff like that. So like, you could turn this into a dating simulator if you had like this sort of like cooking aspect to it, where like you would be like, I don't know what's gonna happen here, but like you make a recipe and you decide on certain things and like you simulate the cooking thing. It's not a whole lot of simulation. I feel like a dating sim would require some sort of simulation. Welcome, students, to the cooking arena. For today's lesson... What did I just do? Oh. What does that button do? For today's lesson, we'll be cooking with partners. Hurry up and pair off. Naturally, Miriam looks over at you, but unable to control herself, you pounce on Colonel Sanders. Bullshit. I call shenanigans. Hey, Colonel, would you like to tackle this lesson as a team? A team of two, that is, me and you, if that wasn't clear. I don't like this already. Want to be my partner?
Aw.
Sure, Christoph. I'll prepare our station. Without you as a partner, Miriam's left standing all alone. 2 different students quickly take notice. Hello, new partner. Beep boop. Bzzz. Oh my, 2 potential partners. I'm so sorry, gentlemen, but I don't know who to choose. It looks like you'll have to pick for her. Friend duties can be a little awkward, but that's the price you pay for not being alone forever. But that's the price you pay for not being alone forever. Okay. Who do you want to ask to be Miriam's partner? I'm gonna go for Clank, because Pop is gonna be annoying to read, so. Sorry, Pop, but I think Miriam will be partnering with Clank today. It's okay, I already ate. It's not entirely clear if Pop has any idea what the point of school even is at this juncture. Clank is clearly excited to have some attention. He heats up and begins to roll back and forth. Mood. Warp, warp, warp. Hold on there, fella. We don't even know what the assignment is yet. Technically, Clank might not have a face, but there's something charming and earnest about him. This smile, it's my favorite. I love it. Bzz. Tissue, I hardly know you. Ha ha ha. What? Moving on. Clank judders, and a panel shakes loose. You get the impression that this is a sign of affection. Looks like you two will be fine. Now it's time to focus on your own cooking classwork. Alright, you two. For today's lesson, we're going to keep it simple. Pick a basic dish and divide up the steps. No chef is an island. Takes 2 flints to make a fire. You get the idea. What? Oh, I guess it does, yeah. Sorry, I was thinking 2 sets of flints, but yeah, he's right. Shut up. Which dish do you suggest to your partner, Colonel Sanders? Steak tartare. Seems easy enough. It's fancy and you don't even need to cook it. Using octopus will blow Colonel Sanders' mind. Your grandmother's mashed potatoes and gravy. You know what? As far as I know, in the States, KFC has mashed potatoes and gravy. And I think this might inspire the Colonel. So I'm gonna go with the potatoes and gravy. Oh shit. You just see those hearts emanate off of them? Alright. I was right? Nice. I've always been something of a down-home chef. I was thinking we could make something warm, inviting, comforting. Maybe mashed potatoes. And gravy. I like the... I couldn't imagine one without the other. Colonel Sanders casts a coy look at you because your whole face, causing your whole face to go beet red. Embarrassed, you quickly turn away. I'll go get the potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. No, please, let me. Picking perfect produce is a passion of mine. Looks like things are getting pretty fresh around here. Does someone have a crush on Colonel Sanders? We're just cooking partners. Mind your own business. Ashley. More like Smashly later. Sanders' heart is my business, and you better keep your fingers off my man. Did someone call for me? Boned. Ugh, no, jeez, Van. While I'm over here crushing Christoph's dreams, you're supposed to be taking care of our classwork. That was the deal, remember? This music's weird. Colonel Sanders returns, arms full of peeled potatoes. He tosses them into a boiling water and turns his attention to you and your old friend. Oh, howdy there, Ashley. Van. Are we working in a quartet instead of a duet? Duet now? Oh no, you missed stuff? I'm sorry. Actually, no. It looked like Christoph was struggling, so we offered to give them a hand. They got my pronouns right. You know how it is. These young amateur chefs need a lot of mentoring. I was going to say, Colonel Sanders, maybe I could also teach you a thing or two about fancy food. Maybe one day you might be able to get up to my level. Ha! Doubt it. Don't be rude, Van Van. Personally, I have no doubts whatsoever about Colonel Sanders' ability to concoct creations worthy of admiration. After all, your fried chicken was quite spectacular. I don't know why she's talking like Sanders, but that's okay. But, Colonel, if you ask me, I might make a better partner for you than this thing that has positioned itself at your station. Don't you feel deep down that we cast complementary shadows? We fit together? Like a thigh and a drumstick? Nice. It just makes sense. This music is actually like obnoxious. It's killing me. Turn it down. Nothing about this makes any sense, but one thing is clear. She's coming for the Colonel. And if you don't, watch out. Oh wait. It works. Whatever. We'll just go with that. When you left, the Colonel was telling me about peppers. Yeah, that was basically it. Then we came to class, and I got partnered with the Colonel. Involuntarily. Like, the game partnered me with the Colonel. It was like, do you want to go be a partner with your best friend or the Colonel? And it just gave me the Colonel for no reason. Well, for reasons, obviously, but I didn't want to. I disagreed with the reasons, but I'm still with the Colonel. And now, these two cockwaggles, they're messing in our business. Yeah. Oh, I also partnered my best friend, Miriam, with the robot instead of Pop. Pop. Ashley is really going at you hard. Not yet. You need to ask for some backup here before things get ugly. Turn to Colonel Sanders, Hunker Punks, in your time of need. Turn to Miriam, your forever bestie who always has your back. Oh, Miriam. You turn to Miriam as soon as you find her. She senses it and looks back. This girl's friend in need radar is second to none. She immediately comes running over. Is somebody threatening my friend? I will destroy them. It looks like she's holding the thing of knives in her hand almost. I actually think that Ashley and Van Van were just leaving. Leaving you in the dust vis-a-vis my skills as a chef, perhaps, but stepping away from this competition, you are sorely mistaken. Miriam, you're a loyal friend, but Christov is my partner for today's activity. You look for Sprinkles in hopes that he might step in, but he's nowhere to be found. Darn those cute corgis and their short but sturdy stature. You look down at your station and realize that in the tension of the moment, your hands have been cooking on autopilot. Distracted by the drama, you've already crushed the boiled potatoes into a perfectly creamy mashed texture, with plenty of butter and cream for flavor. It's as if your natural passion guided you through the steps you know so well, while your attention was elsewhere. I know just what to do. Colonel Sanders extends his hand. He's holding a beautiful white porcelain gravy boat, out of which pours a smooth, brown gravy, smothering your nearly finished potato dish. Gravy flows down the mound of mashed potatoes. The results look spectacular. Granny would be very proud. There is not nearly enough gravy on those potatoes. Colonel Sanders holds a spork out to you. You reach out and grab hold of it, but he doesn't immediately let go. The two of you stand holding the same spork, and for that small moment, all of the madness and pressure in this crazy world stops. Your eyes lock. The moment is electric. Time stands still. If you love something, set it free. Together you dig the utensil into the mashed potatoes and lift a heaping spork full up. When you see Ashley with a sinister look, you know she's plotting against you to be with Colonel Sanders. But the joke's on her. You will bang her before this weekend is over. And then, filled with rage, and without thinking, you fling the spork full of mashed potatoes right into Ashley's stupid, beautiful face. Van Van, do something! Do something! Scooping up a fingerful, Van Van tastes the dripping mashed potatoes and gravy, and realizes That is delicious. Horrified by this revelation, he slinks away. Will he ever be able to cook something with so much love and integrity? Hold on right there, Christoph. We do not waste food in the broom cooking arena. Colonel Sanders, I expect better from you. If you throw one more spoonful, you'd both better be prepared to eat it from wherever it lands. Can I has potatoes face? Van rushes back over, a covered dish in his hands. Mashed potatoes with gravy. Pathetic. In just a few minutes, I've prepared a full meal. Gaze upon my specialty, braised tentacle of octopus, in my silky saltwater sauce. Plated on a battle axe. Battle axe blade forged by my supreme chef ancestors. That's amazing. 10 out of 10. Perfection. I just want to appreciate this for another moment. There is a star in that battle axe as well. It is not just a battle axe, but it has the spike on the end, and I forget what that's called. Halberd, right? I was like, halberd, and it looks like I'm right. But I don't know the technical definition, like what makes it a halberd or not. But anyway, yes, this is very good. I appreciate it. Moving on. You've ignored me for too long. That ends now. It is I who will have the first bite, and you will all look on with envy. The interrupting student rushes at Van and swipes a bite of his signature dish right off the plate. No, don't. Something about that dish doesn't strike my nose quite right. I think the octopus was rushed, and may have turned in the process. The results could be toxic. Too late. It has been eaten. I think I left something in the oven. I don't feel so good. It killed... What? What? Everyone step back, don't take another bite. When you look back at the plate, the rest of it is gone. You notice the tip of the tentacle being slurped up into Pop's mouth. Pop winces in pain just for a moment, then is almost immediately back to his oblivious self. Oopsie. Tastes like poison. The entire class is gathered to watch Pop's final moments. Shock has frozen the whole crowd. They are as motionless as statues. The class bell rings, disrupting the moment and snapping everyone back to reality. It would appear that Pop's enthusiasm for trying new things, despite obvious danger, has inoculated him against poisons of all kinds. I'm not sure the professors here make enough money. Hello? I just turned into a ghost over here. Yeah, I noticed. Seeing that you're shaken up by that really annoying student and all his nonsense, Colonel Sanders approaches you. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Please, let me walk you home. What? Like, for real? Oh, come on. You follow Colonel Sanders out of the room. At night, the school building has taken on another vibe entirely. It's dark and more than a little spooky. It don't look spooky to me. This actually looks like really nice. I would sit on those steps at 4 a.m. Totes. Or under this tree. Colonel Sanders stands in the quad's neon glow and speaks softly. Why does the quad glow neon? Those mashed potatoes that you made in class today. Before you go on, I want you to know they're not a great representation of my skills. I didn't even realize I was making them. They were amazing. Tasting them, it reminded me why I became so passionate about food to begin with. I mean, same. Every time I have mashed potatoes, same. Colonel Sanders is getting choked up. Maybe later. Cooking is obviously important to him, in a way that you find inspiring. Now might be the perfect time to tell him you're developing feelings for him. But I'm not? Yes, Christoph? There's something I need to tell you. Hold it right there. There's something I need to tell you first. Oh, geez. You see, when I was just a boy, I had a dream that one day I would be the greatest chef the world had ever seen. And every day since, I've been working toward that dream. Day and night. Never stopping, never resting. Also lifting a lot of weights. Like so many weights. Oh my god, so many weights. We should follow our dreams with all of our hearts, that our souls may grant them like wishes floating on a shooting star. Hey, no, you... Shut up, I'm the one here to say inspirational stuff and be the star of the story. Are we forgetting that your cooking literally killed a guy? You can't prove that. I also saw you kill that guy. What was his name? Somewhere in the distance, you hear a long, sad sigh. Forget him, we're talking about me. Me. I'm the hero. The Spork Monster is here to fight a hero. What? What is going on? I think I left the fridge door open. Later, nerds. How dare you threaten me as I was letting down my garden, connecting with another chef on an emotional level. Be afraid. Be very afraid of me, because I'm a monster. See? I do see. Is he rhyming on purpose, or is that just coincidence? But before you can discuss syntax any further, it's a turn-based fight sequence. What will you do? Attack. You decide to go on the attack. Which attack will you use? Cook with Love. Cook with Love does 1 damage. It just got real. That attack really upset Spork Monster. Spork Monster goes on the attack. They spit hot gravy at you. Yum. You take 1 damage. Oh no. Attack. You decide to go on the attack. It worked last time, right? Cook with Love. Cook with Love does 1 damage. Spork Monster won't forget this. Spork Monster is really feeling threatened by your attack. Spork Monster focuses their mashed mind and draws in energy from Mother Earth itself. Oh shit. They grow larger and more intimidating. How will you respond? Defend. You decide to defend. Which defense will you use? Trepidation. You hold your head between your hands and mutter, "This is not happening. This is not happening." Spork Monster is no quitter. Buffed up and ready to rumble, they go on the attack once again. Spork Monster uses Utilitensile. You take 2 damage from the attack, but I was defending. If you take much more damage, you're not going to survive the battle. I'm going to attack again then, since defense didn't work. Cook with Love. Cook with Love does 1 damage. Spork Monster is using cheese sauce on the lawn as a quad. I wonder who is going to have to clean that up. I mean, if it's cheese, it'll probably just, dissipate. Feeling vulnerable, Spork Monster prepares for its ultimate attack, Rounded Edge. Man, talking like that's very hard. I'm gonna stop now. Vile Villain, your reign of terror stops here. Colonel Sanders summons the energy of 1,000 chickens. Pot pie power, bitch! Oh wait, pinch! Pot pie power pinch does 10 damage. Spork Monster is defeated. Dun 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 dun. You saved me. An injured Spork Monster spews steam into the night. Forget mercy. Finish him. Spare this wretched beast. Finish him. No student will ever walk the quad in fear again. Were they already? I didn't know anything about this. This monster messed with the wrong chef. Attack. You ready your final attack? You'll never survive my student debt loan destruction. Yes. Spork Monster is completely vaporized. Colonel Sanders looks on in awe. You continue to surprise me, Christoph. That was a very Final Fantasy sound. Bling. The monster left behind a special item. It appears at first to be a cookbook, but upon closer inspection, it's much more. It's a book of magic spells with a golden chicken on the cover. Alright. It would be very annoying on a bookshelf, though. It'd be like, gap. You could put like a thing of cards in there, I guess. But you open the cover and find a library card tucked inside. The last name to have it signed out is Borko. Borko. That name sounds strangely familiar. Your blood is pumping as you stand in the quiet of the night, holding the mysterious book in your hands, and apparently the colonel just disappeared on you again. As you come down from your first battle, from your battle buzz, you realize that your final attack has left you completely depleted. Your world around you begins to fade away. Without any energy to keep your eyes open, darkness overtakes you. The image of Colonel Sanders flashes before your eyes as you fall asleep. He must have helped you get home. In your tired state, you don't know if you could have made it without him. What a guy. Okay, Colonel, you're not so bad. You want to thank him, but you don't have the strength to utter a single word. You feel your covers being pulled up over you as you're tucked in tightly. Good night, my Colonel. In your dream, you're together with Colonel Sanders. For some reason, Sprinkles is also there, instructing your love. Dreams are weird. Not wrong. Zzz. It's a food dream with the Colonel, my God. You awake on day 2 and attempt to process the wild visions you had. Were they memories or premonitions? And then there was that secret ingredient that Colonel Sanders went ahead and told you outright. Not much of a secret, huh? It's probably just because he already trusts you so much. Sure, that makes sense. We'll go with that. You keep missing stuff. I'm sorry. This will be uploaded onto YouTube today, like tonight. So you can see that. Where did you leave off? You meet up with your bestie in front of the school. Before you can tell her about the encounter with the spork monster, she launches into a story of her own. Okay, I know this might sound a little strange, but I think I might be, gay. Oh, I think I might like Clank. Okay, so you're not gay, you're robosexual. Like him? Like? I hate likes. I know it sounds like it's moving too fast, but there's something about him. I like him. I like him. You ended the power of 1,000 chickens. So, the power of 1,000 chickens, I forget what the attack was, but he attacked it for 10 damage, and it was basically dead. And then I got to like deal the finish him kind of thing, and it was like the power of student loan debt or something like that, and it did 10 damage and it died, and that was it. And then it left me exhausted, and I guess the Colonel carried me home or something. I don't know. And then I had a dream about the Colonel and Sprinkles and stuff. It was weird. You kind of had to be there. We got to talking after class, and he's actually a totally sweet guy. Not only that, but he's really smart. He told me all kinds of stories about Colonel Sanders. Did you know that Colonel Sanders was the most popular kid in his high school? Seems like he would have been. No, but that does make complete sense. Yeah, but he was so popular that he was voted prom king. Freudian slips today. That he was voted prom king at a school he didn't even go to, and was also the convertible that he himself... Wait, yeah, but he was so popular that he was voted prom king at a school he didn't even go to, and was also the convertible that he himself rode in at the front of the homecoming parade. So, Colonel Sanders was the convertible that Colonel Sanders drove? I'm thinking maybe something got lost in the pressure cooker language translation there. Okay. Man, every time I say something, this game addresses it. Either way, maybe it'd be best if you took it slow with this new boy, like I am with Colonel Sanders. You and Colonel Sanders, the coolest guy in school? The most famous student to ever attend University of Cooking School Academy for Learning? You're a thing now? Okay, I want to say the name of that school several times in a row just so I can like get it in my mouth. University of Cooking School Academy of Learning. No, for learning. University of Cooking School Academy for Learning. University of Cooking School Academy for Learning. We definitely connected yesterday. Sure you did. You're great. Why wouldn't he be into you, I guess? Laughing at the implication that you and the Colonel Sanders might be a thing is definitely not cool. You are great. You have an idea about how to prove that your love is real. Well, if he's not into me, why did he tell me one of his secret ingredients? Your bestie's eyes light up. A secret ingredient. Yeah, I just said that. A secret ingredient. Is there a dramatic echo in here? In here? In here? Miriam checks to make sure you're alone before continuing. So this summer, while I was on vacation with my family, a lovely man approached me in the botanical garden where I was wandering. This can't be good. He told me about all his passion for... Wow. He told me all about his passion for spices. Secret spices. It was cocaine. The man even gave me some. It was definitely cocaine, to show me what he meant. Cocaine was great. He said it was a powder created from super duper rare dried flower petals. It is certainly cocaine. And if that did, and that if I did him a big favor, I could have some of my own cocaine. Please, Miriam, don't tell me it's cocaine. So I filled my suitcase with them and brought them home. Bags of cocaine. He was so nice he even met me at the gate when I arrived. Later, when I cooked with them, a very strange feeling came over me, and the flavor was unlike anything I'd ever tasted. Yeah, this is just reminding me of, like, you ever see the episode of Futurama where Bender's cooking, and at the end, he makes something really great, and everybody likes it, and the professor does a test on it to see what it was, and he goes, the secret ingredient was just regular old water laced with LSD. Okay, well, you can watch the YouTube video after, because I'm going to keep going with this. I think you're being very liberal with the meaning of spices here. Whatever. Anyhow, we both share an interest in cooking, so we've stayed in touch, like pen pals. I bet he would love to know more about new spices. Well, I'm definitely not supposed to share Colonel Sanders' secret recipe, and besides, I only know the one ingredient, so I doubt it'd be much use to anyone. Please, please, please! It would mean the world to me. No one has to know it came from you or from Colonel Sanders. What do you think? Should you protect Colonel Sanders' secret or share it with your bestie? I mean, I'm gonna... No, that is not... No! Fuck you, game! Fuck you! I do not want to reveal the person's secret ingredient. That's just mean. It's not something I would do. I would also not make up a fake ingredient and lie to my best friend. I would literally just tell my best friend, I'm sorry, it's not my secret to tell. I guess I'll make up a fake ingredient. I have to think about a name. I don't know, how about... It was Eye of Newt. I know it sounds like some kind of witch's potion, but what can you do? Eye of Newt, wow. Her eyes light up, imagining such a thing, and you figure that you have satisfied her curiosity and she'll move on. However, she immediately turns around and does some thumb typing on her phone that you can't quite see. That's probably not good. Before you can ask her to confirm that she was definitely not texting secrets to other people, you're interrupted. Wind rushes in, cherry blossom petals fill the air. It's Colonel Sanders. He's arriving at school. Sure. Colonel Sanders' horse is truly a thing of beauty. Without ever acknowledging that he's being watched, he does a short horse dance before dismounting with a flourish. He then slaps the beautiful creature gently on its rear, sending it running free into the countryside. You are so struck by the sight of him that you lose the ability to speak coherently. I mean, yeah. Oh, I didn't realize anyone was watching. Don't worry. He knows his way home. You attempt to compliment the Colonel Sanders, but the words don't come out exactly right. What a horseful beaut you have. I mean, what a horseful beaut you have. Dang it. That's what I just said. Being a good friend, Miriam attempts to cover for you. Oh, Christoph just gets really nervous around people they like. What? This is not helping. I mean, they got food poisoning and were up all night. It was gruesome. You should have seen it. She gives you a wink and a smile as if to say, situation handled. Can't blame a girl for trying. And with that, Colonel Sanders disappears into the school, leaving you and Miriam to follow. When you enter the classroom, you can see your two rivals, Ashley and Van Van, are doing something bad. By the way, they're hiding. You know it must be really bad. Like counterfeiting recipes bad, experimenting with restricted ingredients bad, summoning a demon bad? You try to get a peek over Van Van's hulking shoulder, but he sees you coming. Not yet. Whoa there, little one. I'm not sure you're ready to handle this. Why don't you make like a bee and mind your own wax, honey? Act like you're not interested in them, but try to get her closer. Yes. You sit near the rivals, but leave your back turned to them. You even hear Van Van mutter something that sounds a bit like a magic spell. However, he notices you eavesdropping. You try and cover your tracks and improvise an excuse. It's time for class, and you're distracting the rest of us who want to learn. Now you've upset them. Oh, and you're the emperor of cooking, are you? You make the rules? I'm not sure you'd know a good meal if it ate you. If it ate you. What? Being the best chef in the world takes more than just culinary skills. It takes creativity and panache. And it doesn't hurt to use a little evil. You finally get a look at what it was they were hiding, and you instantly recognize it. It's a book just like the one you found after your encounter with the spork monster. That's the same book I found last night in the quad. Ashley immediately elbows Van Van, who's hiding the book behind his back. I don't know what you're talking about. That book is a family heirloom, and it contains and its contents are secret. You notice that they haven't just been studying the book. They've got Pot pinned to the wall, and they're tossing potato skins at him as he tries to catch them in his mouth. We're playing! Before you can dig any further, you're interrupted by the arrival of more students. It's almost time for class. Beep beep! Clank must be running late. He's in such a hurry that he rolls right over Van Van's meaty foot. Hey, watch it, you bucket of bolts. You watch how you talk to him. He doesn't do anything. He didn't do anything. Who do you think you're talking to? I've never heard such language, not even from a stand mixer. Womp womp. No, your mother was a stand mixer. Van Van jumps to attack Clank, but Clank shocks Van Van, sending him flying across the room. Protect me, Colonel Sanders. These crazed men are about to come to blows. I think it must be over me, but I'm not interested in either of them. Ashley Stone has completely changed in an instant. She bats her eyelashes at Colonel Sanders. Surely he must know that this is a ruse, right? Gentlemen, get a hold of yourselves. Save it for the arena at least. Or don't. Honestly, what do I care? I've got lofty career aspirations to focus on. Maybe I can help you with your business plan. Just then, Sprinkles arrives to signal the true start of the class day. He's panting, which doesn't seem that abnormal. He's a professor, but he's also a dog. Woof! Students, please take your seats. Woof. I apologize for my late arrival. I spent the morning chasing a car all around town, and my tiny legs are very, very tired. And yet, you just treated a kid like shit for being late. And you yourself were late the very next day. That kid then died. I I put that on you, Sprinkles. You fucking terrible Professor Sprinkles. Fuck you. Woof. But I'm here now, and I hope you're ready to learn. Rub his furry dog belly. He loves it. And after he catches his breath, Sprinkles regains control of the classroom. Without further ado, we'll review the global history of my favorite fowl, the chicken. You want to pay attention to the lesson. Truly, you do. Which is why in 1776, after the signing of the Declaration of Independence, it was the chicken who first signed their name. But you can't help but daydream about Colonel Sanders, and you miss most of the important parts. Look at those dreamy eyes. When you come to, Sprinkles is holding a tray of food in front of you. Well, Christoph, naturally, this appears to be a sample platter. Which item do you want to sample? A shimmering pepper. A brightly colored pepper stands out from the other items. It sparkles in a most eye-catching way, so you naturally reach out, grab it, and eat it right away. However, your body is not prepared for the heat. The pepper has triggered an intense spice hallucination. It feels like forever as you trip through the universe. This feels like a Dune reference. My friend. Ooh. This guy again. I'm here to give you an important message. Ooh. You must avenge my death and fulfill your destiny. Ooh. All you must do is... I was saying to fulfill your destiny, all you must do is... Sorry, I think I got some spice stuck in my throat. It's fine, I'll work through. To fulfill the prophecy, you feel yourself begin to regain consciousness. Oh man. Ew. You come to and find everyone staring at you. That pepper was the last of its kind on Earth, and now it's gone forever. Fuck. Why was it on a sample platter? And why was it in the class? What? You think to yourself, geez, I should pay better attention. We all make mistakes. I'm sure he'll forgive you someday. Come on, it's time for lunch. Before anyone can relax, the cafeteria lights dim, and your rivals begin to make a dramatic announcement. Today's lunch will be prepared via timed competitive cook-off. The level of theatrics with these two is off the charts. Demand they stop wasting everyone's time. Step up and tell them you're on. Fucking on this. A bit of lunchtime competition, eh? Count me in. I have to wipe the tables with you fools before I set my lunch down on it. So be it. Wait, fuck that up. I'm not the fool. You're the fool. Fool. Ah, good one, Batman. I like your gumption, Christoph. I'll be watching your performance from over here. Just as things reach a boiling point, Sprinkle steps in. Surely he'll put a stop to this madness. Now, students, please settle down. This is a lunchroom, not a sportsing court. Not a sportsing court. Finally, a little sense. You breathe yourself a sigh of relief. At least not until we turn on the timer. Just then a huge light blasts you in the face, flashing the words, "Timer ready." That's what I'm talking about. Aroo. Or it could be the Nixon aroo. I stand corrected. The hard way builds solidly a foundation of... What? This is a weird sentence. The hard way builds solidly a foundation of confidence that cannot be swept away. I'm just gonna keep moving. And that's an original quote by me, in case anyone was wondering. I hope its message lifts you to victory. Like a diamond, I was formed under pressure, and now is my chance to shine. Okay, we get a better look at her here. This is the same thing, it's just flipped from last time. She's holding a cleaver, which is kind of terrifying, kind of hot. She definitely has thighs that could kill a person. Yeah, no, it just looks like she has a short torso. That's what's up. I will defeat you myself. You bet your ass you will. You had his chicken, and you made mashed potatoes and gravy on day 1, and you're feeling like you can really impress him again here. It's time to boil some water for the potatoes. Think fast. If the timer runs down, you'll be forced to pick randomly. What temperature does water boil at? It's 100 Celsius. I didn't even read what the first one said. But it's kind of unfair that it was like 100 Fahrenheit and 100 Celsius, because like most people don't know both, I don't think. Winter gets to rub my furry belly, and that enticing off. Oh. Winter gets to rub my furry belly. Let that enticing offer motivate you. Those are thighs to love. You're going to need to season that. Let me just. This reading is like wearing me out. You're going to need to season this chicken before you cook it. You don't know Colonel Sanders' recipe exactly, but you have an idea. How many herbs and spices did he say he used? 11. That's right, you might not know all of the ingredients yet, but at least you're headed in the right direction. Tail wagging intensifies. Now that you've got some basic steps going, it's time to elevate your craft. What state of mind offers the most flavor? I'm begging you to get it together. Get it? I'm a dog. It's never the wrong time for some dog jokes. Your classmates are rooting for you, but Ashley is simply stronger and faster than you. You better pick up the pace if you want to survive. When you were a child, your father told you to never forget where you came from. Every day you meditate on his advice and draw energy from that place. Now would be a great time to harness that energy, so where does it come from? This is a horrible time to start forgetting important things. Try to shut the noise out of the arena and focus on your cooking. What is the sound of success? I don't know the answer to any of these. I don't understand why. Don't make me get the spray bottle. Is this the end? Yep. What did I do wrong? So I guess there was something I did that had me miss a bunch of information? Or something? Before anyone can relax, the cafeteria lights get dim, and your rivals enter to make a dramatic announcement. Today's lunch will be prepared via competitive cook-off. We're doing this again. You're on. Let's keep moving. Aroo. That's right, you must never take this opportunity for granted if you hope to succeed. Your classmates are rooting for you, but Ashley is simply stronger and faster than you. You better pick up the pace if you want to survive. When you were a child, something, blah, blah, we did this already. The shoulder of Orion. No? Okay, well, I guess I know which one it is now. Next question. Bubbling. So it's silence. I believe in you, Christoph. He's actually cheering you on. Which would be awesome, except knowing that he's watching you makes you totally forget what you were doing. Now all you can think about is Colonel Sanders. How many spoonfuls of gravy would it take to fill a traditional... Ah! You are stranded on a desert island with only one dessert cookbook. Which do you take? What a hunk. I know, right? You know what? Shouldn't you be focused on the challenge? You're falling behind. I forgot the question. I've stopped reading. I'm just invested. To make up time, you toss your biscuit dough into the stand mixer. As you do, the crowd gasps. Yikes. I know you love nothing more than seeing a fellow appliance utilized in a kitchen battle, but sometimes that means sacrificing the personal touch. You might not have any hands, but Christoph does, and a good chef needs to be touching the dough to know when it's properly mixed. There's an easy way and a hard way, and you don't get fired by going the easy way. When you hear everyone talking, you realize how serious your error was. You immediately shove your hand into the mixer to rescue your dough before it's overmixed. No, I'm gonna lose an arm. No. Ah! That would literally rip your arm off. I guess if it's like a counter mixer, maybe not. But like, if this was like an actual like bakery mixer, I forget what kind of mixer it said it was. But I met a baker who lost an arm because of that. Yep. He wasn't a baker anymore. What you often find is that the easy way can turn out much, much more difficult. Everyone, stop what you're doing right now. This battle is over. It can't be. I was so close to finishing my dish. Sweetheart, look at your hand. You simply can't go on. Don't call me sweetheart. Oh, that's too bad. And here I am with a completed dish ready to serve. Surely that makes me the winner by default. No, it wouldn't be fair to compare the two on the account of Christoph's injury. You see Sprinkles begin to lick his doggy chops as he locks onto the dish. But I suppose you should at least tell us what you prepared. Well, because I'm the sweetest, I skipped straight to dessert. Under this white chocolate dome, you'll find a wide array of delights, taking you on a journey of flavor that tastes good and tells a story of excellence. I was going to ask Christoph to do the honor, but since you're injured, I'm afraid that pouring this creamer of delicate hot chocolate sauce might be too difficult. Fuck, I forgot coffee creamer. I was going to buy that when I went up. Colonel Sanders, if you wouldn't mind lending me a strong, steady hand. Colonel Sanders pours the hot chocolate sauce on top of the dome, causing it to melt away, revealing the ingredients hidden within. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this looked like a little bee sitting on a honeycomb, and then I actually like unblurred my eyes, and I was like, oh. Inside, you'll find a delicate fried cheese croquette atop a slice of honeycomb, ice cream 2 ways, tender nougat, and pearls of blueberry gelée. Colonel Sanders seems intrigued, but perhaps not impressed as he dips his finger in the chocolate sauce. Simplicity isn't your strong suit, is it, Ashley? Oh, you. As he places a sauce-covered finger into his lips, Ashley leans over and whispers something into his ear. A dab of sauce sticks to his mustache. Internalize the rage you feel. Put yourself between Colonel Sanders and Ashley. Internalize. Don't tell me I'm angry. I'm not angry. Your rage burns so intensely with your eyes that they burst into flames. You know, and if I made this game, like, there would be no way that I would leave the game without a possibility of you getting with both of them. Your rage burns so intensely within your eyes that they burst into flames. The flames cause your eyebrows to catch fire and turn to ash, and they fall off of your face, which means people will have a hard time understanding your emotions for the rest of the semester. Perhaps forever. What? Embarrassed and ashamed by your poor performance, not to mention your crispy, fried brow, you run for the quad to be alone. The beautiful weather feels like an insult. Inside of you, a storm rages. It's Colonel Sanders. He's probably here to tell you that he and Ashley are in love and have decided to get married. And he won't even ask you to cater his wedding because you're a terrible chef and an awful person. You try to hide from him, but he approaches you directly. I know you're hurting right now. Not just from the devastating loss, but from that run-in with the mixer and that small fire on your face. We should get that checked out. I'm fine. Can't you just leave me alone? I'm a loser. I'm not fit to fill your fryer. I'll never be a master chef. Failure is a part of life, not just for you, but for all of us. Do you think that I've never failed at anything before? That's exactly what I think. Well then, think again. I wasn't always the man you see before you, enrolled in culinary school, incredibly handsome, successful, and motivated. Well, handsome, sure, I was born that way. But I've walked other paths. I've arrived at dead ends. I was passionate about life, but I failed as an obstetrician. I was passionate about justice, but I failed as a lawyer. I was passionate about livestock, but I even failed as a mule handler. That one was especially humiliating. Mules can be so cruel. I didn't know. People see my delicate ribbon tie and my well-kept beard and assume that I've got it all together, which is true now, but it hasn't always been. Sounds like this guy could really use a hug. Come here, Colonel. I resolved then that I was going to amount to something. No amount of hours, labor, or money could deter me from giving the best that I had to give. As Colonel Sanders changed his focus, you can see something ignite inside of him, a burning passion. I hear that mules are jerks. One has to remember that every failure can be a sidestepping stone. A sidestepping stone? Pardon me. One has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone to something better. My new dream is pure. It's honest. It's something that a humble man in a crisp white suit can be proud of. I will create a new chain of chicken restaurants that will bring joy to the entire world and make up for my past misdeeds. Yay! Just as your moment grows intimate, you're interrupted by a threatening, shadowy presence. It's Pop. Battle scarred from the night before, you prepare for the worst. It's the spork monster. Oh no! Okay, I'll be right back. I need water. BRB, yo. Gorko, the spork monster, is here to fight a hero. Is anyone else feeling a bit of deja vu? I'm sorry, Gorko, but I could have sworn we already battled you last night. That was Borko, my twin, and I, Gorko, am here to avenge him. Are you stronger than Borko? Well, we're twins, so no, not really. We're pretty much exactly equal in every way. Why do you ask? Colonel Sanders smirks. He's already on the same page as you. It's just that we beat Borko pretty easily, so I don't think you have much of a chance. Not to mention, I feel really guilty about that. If I could take it back, I would. I think what Christov is saying is, can't we just be friends? Life is too short for making enemies. I suppose we don't really need to fight. It's just that I've got these pointy teeth and claws. All the better for enjoying tasty foods. Surely you like to eat, don't you know? Of course I do. Inspiration strikes and you come up with a quick idea. Chomp on this. You toss a biscuit into Gorko's open mouth and he devours it in one gulp. Delicious. You're much nicer than the evil students who once upon a time turned me into this creature who stands here today. But you also did kill my twin. I don't believe it. You were human once? Well, no, I was a chihuahua, but I was still a student at the school, until one day, some mean kids with a magic spellbook cast a dark enchantment on me, and I was forever transformed. A magic spellbook. Precisely, Borko used to have a copy, but somewhere along the way I've lost it. If you find such a book, I beg of you, respect it. You're a powerful chef, and shouldn't rely on such dark and evil magic. No, you should be protecting the innocent from those who would cheat them through sorcery, and guile. If you need me, don't fear, I will be there. It sounds like there are some bad cooks in the kitchen of life, Christov. Together, I am sure we can defeat them. Come back to my hideaway and we can discuss. You live in a hideaway? Oh my. A personal invite. You can't imagine what Colonel Sanders' home must be like. But it sounds like you're about to find out. All right. Stepping into Sanders' home, surrounded by his things, you start to feel a special bond with him. He has a fucking chicken on a pedestal. And a candle that I'm sure smells like his gravy. If you know what I mean. It looks like you live such an exciting life, Colonel Sanders. Every day can be an adventure if you approach it with the right attitude. Long ago, I made the decision to never stop searching, never stop working, never stop imagining. Have you been working on any new recipes of your own lately? I'm always excited to talk about food with another ambitious chef. Well, there is something. It's just a side dish that I've been tinkering with, trying to find the right balance of flavors and textures. I'm not sure I've nailed it yet, but I'm close. Colonel Sanders' eyes perk up as he starts to wonder what dish he might be describing. It's meant to pair with something spicy or something crispy. Both, perhaps? Now you've got him right where you want him. Should you reveal your new creation to him, or keep it a secret just for you? You decide that you're as ready as you'll ever be to share your original cooking with Colonel Sanders. Before you can talk yourself out of it, you decide to dive in head first. You reach into your lunch bag for a special dish that you've been keeping on ice all day. I present to you my original coleslaw. The shredded cabbage dish glistens in the light of Colonel Sanders' luxe hideaway. He steals my goddamn recipe, because this right here is KFC coleslaw. Motherfucker. Magnificent. Together you chow down on the creamy slaw, if you know what I mean, until just a spoonful remains in the bowl. Do you mind if I hold on to the last bite? I'd like to have it around so that I can admire its taste later, think back on this moment, and absolutely not test it to find out what it was made with, so I can recreate it myself. You offer to make him more, but he seems like a very sentimental kind of guy. Sure, why not? Please, make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in just a moment after I've made myself more comfortable. You realize that now would be a perfect time to do some snooping. Around the room are various items that you can look closer at. Each item seems to radiate memories and emotions. Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. Ah, neat. Am I clicking on the window, or...? Okay, let's start here. This is a safe. This must be where he keeps the secret recipe. You think for a moment, what number is important to Colonel Sanders? Then it dawns on you. As soon as you turn the dial to 111111, the safe opens. Inside it, you find a single note. Can chicken be prepared sashimi style? What? Just... Colonel Sanders has a safe that only holds a note that says, "Can chicken be prepared sashimi style?" Why is that so hilarious? An adorable little baby boy crawls across the floor. From the goatee and mustache combo he sports, you figure this must be Colonel Sanders himself. Yup. That, or maybe it's the drumstick that he seems to be waving like a rattle. Who frames a baby picture just themselves? Good question. Probably the same type of person who would make their own face the logo of the company they founded. Am I right? Am I right? This game is perfection, except for some stuff, but... The photo appears to be Colonel Sanders, except he's an old man visiting the pyramids of Egypt. Ooh, lore! What's going on here? He's old there. Maybe this is where he discovered one of his secret herbs and spices, but he's an old man there. He's not an old man now. He's like mid-20s or something right now, but just with gray hair. I mean, like, he had gray hair here too, so... Hey, why can't I click on anything else? Oh, wait. but I want to know more. One of the framed photos shows an old man who looks a bit like Colonel Sanders standing with a friend. They hold fried chicken drumsticks and appear to be cheersing them. That's not at all what's happening here. That doesn't describe this picture at all. You look closely and see that there's a short inscription. I wonder who my friend Pete is. Pete. Colonel Sanders and Pete. Okay, now we get to find out what the candle smells like. A scented candle. You pick it up and try to identify the smell. Power tool? Oh, I was wrong. It smells like his power tool. Freshly starched collar. Piece of wood floating in lake. Summer of 69? No, it's one of the secret recipe ingredients. It's blank. Tap an item to discover more about the Colonel. A lock of silver hair is woven through the teeth of the comb. Upon further inspection, you realize that the hair therein isn't just silvery in color, it's actually made of spun silver. You notice a very realistic stuffed chicken sitting on a corner table. When you pick it up, you realize it isn't just realistic. It's real. Taxidermy? Must have been important to Colonel Sanders when it was alive. A little note clipped to the chicken's foot reads, the true state bird of the great state of Kentucky. You gaze out the window across the vast lake and mountain range beyond. Just then, the ghost of Student pops up. Are you thinking about heading out into the world on a quest to avenge my death? Wait, what? I never even learned your name. Why would I avenge you? I could just tell you my name right now. It's... Can't you see I'm in the middle of something? You open the window and crack, and the ghost of Student is swept out with a breeze. Like, it's just the ghost of Student. Like, that helps at all. Okay, I think I'm gonna just, in case there's secret stuff. Whoop. You open the door to Colonel Sanders' closet and find a row of his signature white suits hanging within. You take one off its hanger and try it on. The jacket is a bit big for you, but it's soft and comfortable. You give yourself a deep hug, breathing in his scent. They say that home is where the heart is. Is this what they meant? Before you can look any further, you hear Colonel Sanders returning. He has a new dish that he's been working on, and he wants you to taste it. You try to act casual until he asks you why you're wearing his jacket. Aww. I don't usually loan those out, but I must say, it does look good on you. Oh crap, the jacket. You forgot to take it off. You decide that now is your moment and make a big move. You tell him you're cold. You fess up and tell the truth. What's the truth? I don't actually know what the truth is. Just like, I snooped your closet. If I tell him I'm cold, he might warm me up. Or I could just make the move myself. Let's make a move. Sweats. Whoa, this isn't that kind of game. Not that we blame you for trying, but still. Why does it take so long to load? Oh, we're back here? Keep on moving. I didn't ever look at that. You take a close look at the large urn sitting on a nearby pedestal. There's a plaque on it. It's dusty, but when you wipe it off, you can read the inscription. It says, "Here lies the ashes of all my past careers and business failures." Poor guy. Interesting. Interesting. Aww. Tell me you're cold. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to intrude. I got a little cold and thought this might warm me up. Colonel Sanders smiles and scoots close to the fireplace. It's warm by the fire. Why don't you come a little closer? Suddenly everything feels like it's moving too fast. Final exams are tomorrow. You should be thinking about what you're going to cook. I should be home studying. Overwhelmed, you take off the jacket and run for the door. But the thought of leaving Colonel in the midst of such an emotional breakthrough gives you pause. You stop yourself. Colonel? Yes, Christoph? I honestly think this may be the beginning of something wonderful. I think you're right. We should take things slow. You talk late into the night and drift off into a slumber. Dream sequence! You awake to the beautiful morning, to a beautiful morning in Colonel Sanders' hideaway. Did you make the right decision on how to respond to Colonel Sanders? Only time will truly tell. Today is a day that could change the rest of your life. Your thoughts are interrupted when Colonel Sanders emerges into the room. He's holding a gorgeously plated breakfast, and your mouth waters at the sight of it. Here's a simple breakfast I just whipped up. It's meticulous. It's just KFC. You taste Colonel Sanders' food, and it takes you on a journey. When you return, he's waiting to ask you an important question. So, would you say that we're the perfect match? How presumptuous. My cuisine for your taste buds, that is? Such confidence, such grace. Could he be the world's greatest gift to cookery? Flattering. You know what? I think we might make a great team. A single tear begins to pool in the corner of his eye as he gazes out the window. And with the right business partner, I know I can't fail. Business partner? Could he be talking to you? It's all happening so quickly. Overcome with emotion and confused by your feelings, you're on the verge of tears. Unable to speak, the only answer you can find is to run out the door and get home. There's still one more day of school after all. The University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning, waits for no one. You get home to find something very surprising. Your best friend is there waiting for you. Where have you been? Because I had one heck of a night. I've been so desperate to talk to you about it. But I couldn't find you. I got worried that something had happened to you. I have a phone. It's okay, But now that it turns out you're fine, I can finally get you up to speed on the saga of Miriam. Sure, but you will not believe what happened to me after school yesterday. I went on a date. I think I can believe that. Since I'd been partnered up with Clank, he asked me to go out with him. Of course I told him, you'd better keep your dials turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of girl. But he was just interested in spending time, some one-on-one time together and getting to know me. So I said, yeah, sure, I can get to know the little metallic guy. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends, but things quickly spiraled out of control. Did she just say skydiving? As if that's a typical first date to go on with a talking pressure cooker. And now I'm not really sure where we stand. You don't give Miriam time to tell her whole story. However, bottling up the details of your own night is just too much to bear. And I went on a date too, back to Colonel Sanders' house, where I spent the night with him. You what? Nothing happened, but the emotional connection, wowzers. Miriam offers to support you no matter what you do. Why is this like a selection? Together with your bestie, you feel like you can do anything. When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. You can tell from a distance that they're picking on Pop, though he himself might not quite grasp that fact. I love Pop. Because, he's Pop. What's a swirly? That sounds delicious. Oh, it's great. I'll order you one up right away. I'll have my swirly with sprinkles, please. Sprinkles is a dog and a treat. You can get your swirly dip, too. Why don't you pick on someone your own size? Because I'm literally the biggest person at this school. There is that horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school, but who would dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature? You've got some nerve there, Christov, suggesting I pick on a defenseless horse. Now, you're twisting my words. I won't have it. You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince with pain. Doesn't look like you can go on cooking like that. Might as well give up. I'll never give up. Ever. Colonel Sanders arrives just as it appears things are close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he senses that something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Christov, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back to fighting form by this afternoon. Because, it only takes 24 hours to fix a hand. It's probably shattered. Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday, I almost broke a nail winning so hard. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What is he doing complimenting her? It was fine. I hate people. But what about the flavor of my delicate warm gooey chocolate sauce? Yummy. It was clear that you're passionate about how your food is received. It was clear that you're passionate about how your food is received. That's a lot of words to say, it was bland. Excuse me, Christov, I am more than capable enough to speak for myself. Maybe you could tell me more of your thoughts as we walk into class, Colonel. I'm always interested in discussing the fine art of fine foods. See you inside, Christov. Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley, for who you know she really is, you walk across the quad to get some distance. In an attempt to distract yourself from how slighted you feel by that interaction with Ashley, you take out your spellbook that you discovered yesterday and start flipping through the pages. Whoa, that's the book? It looks like bad news. It's just something I found lying around. It would appear to be some sort of grimoire, but I don't really believe in that magic stuff. A grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if it weren't really powerful? I can think of one surefire way to find out. You open to a page covered with arcane warnings. Cast only in case of extreme emergency, it says around the edges of the page. I could use this spell here that says it will erase anyone I choose from all of my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, it would probably help me focus better on the upcoming final exam. That is way drastic. Couldn't you do something else, like anything else? Not rooted in dark magic, maybe? Maybe tie a string around your finger. Okay, fine, it is drastic, but desperate times call for desperate measures. You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you, and a pretty good excuse to try it out. Don't do it. You take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Sprinkles is ready in the room waiting for students to arrive. He clears his voice to make quick announcements. I want you all to know I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of. His cute little nose scrunches up and he begins to breathe quickly. He must be hungry. Reach for some old homework to give to him as a snack. Dogs can be rather unpredictable, especially Sprinkles. Wait to see what happens. Wait to see. Sprinkles stops in his tracks. He focuses on the window. The room is deadly silent. When you follow his gaze, you see a tiny orange squirrel perched on the cherry tree outside. Sprinkles turns feral and runs to the window of the classroom. He begins barking uncontrollably at the squirrel outside. Terrence, I told you to never come back here. Terrence, I will destroy you, Terrence! The squirrel's name is Terrence. Sprinkles is barking ferociously, drool flying off of his face. The squirrel looks over, but he doesn't say anything back. You wonder, is that even a talking squirrel? Who named him Terrence? You better not show your chubby cheeks around here ever again! After Sprinkles is satisfied that his presence has been felt not only by Terrence, but by any other squirrel in hearing distance, he returns to his professional tone. Ahem, I apologize for the outbursts. This actually brings up an important point. Thank you, Christov, for reminding me not to dole out this indispensable bit of wisdom. I said not to, but it was actually just to. You see, But before you can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills over into the class. Sprinkles is interrupted by whirs and sparks coming from the back of the room. I told you to save it for after class. You think I wanted to be thrown from a plane strapped to a stranger? Miriam and Clank appear to be arguing, but you haven't learned to speak Clank's language of mechanical noises. But no, you had to show off to your cool kid friends Jeff and Joan. J and J forever. Watch us form a triangle in midair as we descend. Triangles are the strongest shape, don't you know? Yeah, well, it doesn't make it a great date. Beep. Then take Jeff and Joan with you. You can all hold hands as you pedal down the mountain or off a cliff for all I care. Sad beep. Clank begins to shudder. Steam pours out of the gaps in his panels, and then a loud ding stops him in his tracks. Beep. No amount of seasoning is going to make me want to eat that, Clank. Clank burps out a completely deep-fried sneaker. Considering that he himself has wheels, not feet, it's not entirely clear where it came from. In terms of deep-fried footwear, I guess it looks okay. Clank slowly rolls out of the room to be alone with his shoe. Everyone tries to pretend like they didn't see that entire thing go down. Nothing like a loud public breakup to pall over the final day of school. Well, that was unfortunate. But we mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. The final competition showdown challenge exam. Trademark. I'm still working on the title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you all in the arena. But why did you trademark it if you're still working on it? But before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk. Hey, Miriam, are you okay? You don't look very okay. Okay, I'm so mad I could smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor. How could he embarrass me in class like that, in front of everyone? Her tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure, and you know that this breakup is no joke, even if the source of her frustration is such a silly boy. I know that you know this, but I'm going to say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you, we're going to cruise through this final test and hit that carpool lane to Success City. Miriam brightens up, imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs, but she hesitates to embrace the feeling all the way. You're not going to saddle up on old Colonel Sanders' stallion and ride off into the sunset without me. Of course not. Maybe, sort of, but I'm sure there's a pony out there with your name on it, and a ranch big enough for both of us, whoever else we want to bring along. If it's not Pop or Clank or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow, or this whole year, so what? You're a special person who shouldn't settle for the first someone to show a little interest anyhow. Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes the tears from her cheeks. I really should review my menu for today. I'm going to make a very special soup. And I bet that Professor Dog is going to love it up. While you were pep-talking Miriam, you completely missed lunch, but that's okay, because you had a better idea of how to spend the time before your exam. You've decided to head to the arena early to practice a dish. This is it, the location of your final challenge. A test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent. And a chance to beat the pants off of Van, the supposed man, and his eviler counterpart, Ashley. I never noticed that E after the A. As planned, you begin to run through a quick test of the recipe you've been working on, Christov's famous chicken pot pie. I fucking love chicken pot pie. Oh my god. After practicing for months, making this dish comes second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven. But as soon as you do, your cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders for a different cram session, if you know what I mean. Christov, what are you doing here? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success. I'm looking at my station and picturing victory. The pot pie has begun to bake, and the smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's not too bad. I was hoping you were here cooking something delicious. You'd usually happily share your food with anyone who's hungry, but the last time you let Colonel Sanders in your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decide that it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires, but that decision gets hard to stick. It gets hard to stick to when the oven timer goes off behind you. There's no timer. Fess up about your breakfast dish. Okay, you got me. I'm doing a little bit more than visualizing. I know, my nose can smell a pot pie from 400 yards. That's an oddly specific distance, but you expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. You knew it was a pot pie from just the smell? Not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with an all-butter crust. The crust is literally just butter. And my nose is telling me something else. Oh no, is it burning? No, I can smell that it was made with a heaping yelp of TLC. But it'll probably start burning any second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth. Wow, that's the best pot pie I ever tasted. I always loved country cooking, and I could eat this all day. There's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the ground rules. There are no rules, that is, except to cook with everything you've got. You step up for the cook-off of a lifetime. You decide that mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that'll push you over the edge to victory. Meanwhile, Van and Ashley are prepping wildly elaborate dishes per their usual over-the-top selves. Miriam has her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely prepared to go big going small. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect. His original recipe registered fried chicken. The intensity in the room starts at a full 10 out of 10 with a frenzy of action. Everyone is calling out really cool special cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this is getting serious. Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it levitates through the air. Egg wash! Miriam furiously injects ingredients into an itty-bitty pot of broth. Best friend, baster, blaster. Gross. That's the dirtiest thing I've heard in a long time. Van flexes his pectorals as he chops open a sea urchin. Let's rock and roid. Ashley scoops her pastries off the tray with lightning speed. Shallow personality spatula. Even Clank gets in on it. 5-dial pressure point chicken cooking technique. Wait, when did Clank learn to speak English? It's the singularity, as was foretold. We mustn't let it happen, or the appliances uprising will take us all. Self-destruct. Van quickly unplugs Clank and rolls him out the back door of the arena. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her spellbook out. Is she going to use some dark magic to turn the tide? You've got a book of your own, and you're desperate not to see her win another battle. You should take this opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it's almost certainly evil magic. Do it the hard way. Who needs magic when you've got passion? I'm gonna do it the hard way. Colonel Sanders sees that you've chosen to win on your own terms, and he gives you a subtle wink from across the room. I believe in you, Christov. Thanks, Colonel. Miriam notices too. And I've always believed in you too, Christov, since we were little kids, because I'm your best friend forever. You turn to notice that Miriam is at your station cheering for you. Miriam, what about your dish? If you're in here cheering, who's cooking? Tiny food, short cook time. I'm actually already done, so I thought I'd help you. Oh, that's sweet, but... Miriam tosses a handful of spices directly into your boiling noodles. It's the secret ingredient. However, she doesn't know that you lied, and the ingredient was made up, and where in the world did she get the eye of newt from? The boiling pot explodes, sending Miriam flying backwards. The watery noodles begin to swirl in the air, bubbling up into a dark cloud that thickens and congeals before your very eyes. It is I, Steve, the spork monster. Steve, wait, what happened to Gorko? You're not here to battle me, are you? We spork monsters are many. I think Gorko had the day off, but you haven't conjured Steve. I hate to battle, so I'd say you're doing pretty alright. Oh hey, you're in the middle of cooking competition. I love this stuff. It's better than on It's better than TV. You crazy kids and your culinary skills really impress me. Mind if I hang out? I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve the Spork Monster notices that you've got the grimoire stashed beneath your cooking station. I see what you're up to. Crisscross some magical items and accidentally summon me, huh? Yeah, you guessed it, sorta. If you're here, would you mind tossing me some fresh noodles in a pot of salted water? I'd love to. I've always wanted to be a top chef, actually. You know, when I was just a little spork pup, back in the old country, you can feel the spork monster winding up to tell a very long and involved story. You don't know exactly where they came from, but it seems like they were probably lonely there. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should watch from the stands. I really need to focus on this competition. I understand. It's kind of like that time in Monster School that I had fallen asleep during the scare tactics class, and when I woke up, he tossed a serious stare at Steve, and he takes the hint. Never mind, I'll tell you later. Good luck. Having suffered this huge setback, you don't know how you could ever win. I can do this. I have what it takes. I'm here to win. Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary... Words are hard. Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary energy flows through your body. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for... Yes, Christov, you are the chosen one. You will avenge me. The power you'd been summoning immediately fades back out. You interrupted my inspiring monologue. Sorry. My heart is pure, my hands are steady, my taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for this moment. I will show the world my cookery. You begin to levitate off the ground, energy courses through your body. You know that with this power you can do anything. Okay. Except turn back time, which would be super useful because while you are powering up, your chicken pot pie overcooked in the oven and can't be served. But don't worry, dear Christov, you may have suffered some setbacks, but all is not lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides that you have earned his support. I've been watching you today, and I must say I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches. He steps up to your station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. All you've managed to do is make mac and cheese, and the time is almost up, so you're going to need it. But Colonel Sanders, what about the test? What will happen to you? What about the rules? Following the rules has never been my thing. I follow my heart. What a guy. Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel to reveal the most delicious fried chicken tenders you've ever laid your eyes on. And besides, sometimes unexpected combinations can have surprising effects that surpass their individual efforts. Are you suggesting, if we combine forces, we can form the perfect food union? Time's up, students. With time expired, it's the moment everyone's been waiting for. You must now present your dishes. A handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete. It seems we're missing some students. Pop? Clank? From off screen you hear a pure and instant giggle that can only come from one student. Here, I'm flying! It sounds like it's coming from that broom closet over there. Miriam, would you mind? Inside of the closet you see Pop hanging on a broom hook like the class by the elastic of his underpants. Pop, get down from there right now. Let me guess, did Van have something to do with this? When someone asks for a wedgie, who am I to refuse? I thought wedgie was a salad. It looks like Pop is eliminated from the challenge, seeing how he didn't cook anything. I can't feel my legs, may I be excused? Sure. You kids and your pranks, I must say, it's not the worst prank in UCSAL history, but it's not exactly yearbook material. Wait a second, pranks. Clank, where did that pressure cooker roll off to? You wait to hear a signature word, beep, or other onomatopoeia, but there's none. Somehow he must have gotten unplugged, I guess. We'll have to figure that out later. That leaves only 4 remaining students. Please collect your final projects. Yes, it has been a long semester. Wow, 3 whole days long. But after days of hard work, it's time to come for me to eat. The time has come for me to eat. Miriam, please step forward. Now describe your dish. I've made tender udon noodles in savory soup. It's fucking tiny. My word, it's so delicate. Is that teeny tiny Naruto Maki I spy afloat in this itsy bitsy bowl? Yes, chef. Please call me Sprinkles. Chef is my father's name. Yes, Sprinkles, and some green tea made from baby tea leaves that I picked myself. Oh. Sprinkles carefully sniffs around the dish before opening his mouth, letting just the tip of his pink dog tongue slip into the bowl. Sublime. Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on, I'm not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. I even have a really cute electric toothbrush for dogs. Fine, I'll enjoy it all by myself. And in a flash, the entire meal has been devoured. Not that it took much. It was less than a thimble's worth of soup. A+. I rarely do I taste a dish with as much love poured into it as yours. Miriam is overjoyed. She gives you a huge hug. Thank you, Christoph, for helping me to believe in myself. Miriam, it was all you. Van, you're up. Now, describe your dish. I made uni over smooth egg custard with an axe-hewn urchin shell topped with caviar. It only cost $8,000. Did you skewer one type of urchin with the spines from a second different colored type of urchin? Yes, Sprinkles. A bit much, don't you think? That's exactly why I did it. A bit much is kind of my brand. Doesn't it look cool? Sprinkles leans in to sniff the uni, but he can't get his nose close enough to it on account of all the spikes. He begins to paw at it erratically, causing the custard to slosh around. Woof woof! Please be gentle with my cuisine. Brr. Finally, Sprinkles goes all in, tongue first, but he can't get past the needles. He reels back as his tongue is poked and prodded. Ah, my tongue! The professor appears to be having an allergic reaction to the sting. I can't eat this. It keeps poking my tongue. Disqualified. A stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving food in a bowl made of needles would make it difficult to eat? Dejected, Van does not go gentle into the night. Disqualified for glamour? Don't discount simplicity. This isn't the last you've heard of me, obviously. Before forcing us to endure his swollen tongue for another moment, Sprinkles graciously laps up a bowl of milk. I know, yeah, I'm a dog and I drink milk, get over it. Sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Next student, Ashley. It's time to step up. Now, describe your dish. I made orange blossom Turkish delight in a light rosewater syrup topped with French meringue and connected by sugar glass. That's actually really cute. That actually doesn't sound too bad. Indeed, it is quite delightful. However, I ask that you please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it in any way. It's very fragile and meant to be a display piece. Don't eat the food at a cooking school. Got toast in your ears or something, Christoph? I told you, it's a display piece. Actually, I must say it is beautiful. However, this is a cooking competition at a cooking school. Yeah, which is why I cooked it, and I did an extremely good job cooking it too. I didn't realize that we were having an eating exam. If I want to be judged on eating, I'd go to College of Eating, School for the Hungry. I suppose you could smell it if you absolutely insisted, but don't breathe too hard. You might disrupt the sugar spiral. If the food cannot be eaten, it cannot be judged. You are disqualified. Rage overtakes Ashley and she finally cannot keep her two-faced routine up. You wouldn't know high-end cuisine if it cooked you. I'm out of water. And with that, Ashley storms off to rededicate herself to being the best, but this time without being shackled by trying to be fake nice and liked by everyone. This isn't the last you've heard of me either. If this class gets any smaller, I'll be teaching myself. You and Colonel Sanders, the final cook, step up together. Two chefs. What began as a bowl of delicious mac and cheese has become something else. He examines it closely, sniffing and eyeing the bowl. Uh-oh, I don't have a good feeling about this. From somewhere in the room, a literal drum hole plays. Just when I thought I'd seen everything in this kitchen, you give me this thing, and completely blow me away. My 49 dog years of life, I have never tasted anything so delicious and perfectly balanced. It's so delicious, in fact, that everyone passes the class. You pass, and you pass, and you get a pass. Everyone gathers around and partakes of the mac and cheese bowl. They all seem to transcend this reality into another dimension. You win. Together, you and Colonel Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item is so impressive, even the Van and Ashley are drawn back in by its magnetic fragrance. When they gaze upon your mac and cheese bowl, they admit that you are indeed an excellent chef. Sprinkles declares that you have passed. Everyone has passed. There were supposed to be more battles, but come on, how could they be better than this one? Now that the school year is complete and everyone has graduated, the students return for one last assignment. Get their groove on. The cafeteria has been completely redecorated in order to serve as the site of the Cools graduation dance. Did I say Cools? I meant schools. Compared to the massive high-tech cooking arena, the humble decor seems downright cute and cozy. DJ Dog is in the house. Ow. You knew that Sprinkles was a master chef, but also a world-renowned turntablist? Was that English? You know that Sprinkles was a master chef, but also a world-renowned turntablist? Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? I feel like there should be a period between chef and butt. I know you're not supposed to generally start a sentence with but there needs to be like an actual stop there. It doesn't seem right, and it confused me. Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Damn. Van and Ashley tell everyone that they've committed themselves to righting the wrongs they did while they were the villains. For a moment, you actually believe them. Not another haunting. No ghosts allowed at graduation. It's clearly written in the school bylaws. Man, this poor kid. I was never actually a ghost. It was all a trick to get you to finally notice me. Oh, that was weird. Oh, amusing. And now that everyone is together, it's the Spork Monster. He is totally mellowed out. He just got really high. Everyone, the Spork Monster is no more. From here out, I prefer that everyone refer to me by my new name, Party Monster. The student tries to finish what he had to say, but everyone is too wrapped up in talking to Spork. Sorry, Party Monster. Dejected, student walks off. Maybe things didn't work out for Miriam romantically, but she found the love in her cooking. And you know, she's gonna do great. I realized that I kind of made that, you know, mean something different than the context. And you know she's gonna do great. That's what I meant. A red carpet rolls out across the floor of the ballroom. It's like a Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? It's Pop. He arrived late to the dance, but apparently for good reason. Walking the carpet, you see it perched atop his dirty chef's hat. A crown? Welcome back, Pop. I know you weren't able to complete the final exam and accept your diploma, so we had it mailed directly to your father. We figured it was the least we could do for the school's dean. Oh, now I get it. And we get a new wing on the school, not to mention the honor of educating the son of the chancellor of such and such. Such and such. I don't know why I was struggling to say that. The music at the dance is interrupted by the sound of sparking and electrical hissing. It's Clank, who has arrived late to the dance. Now that I have graduated, I can reveal my truth. Whoa, he's still doing the talking thing. I am Clank, and I am not of this earth. I am actually from a faraway planet in another dimension. What? Not only is it in a different dimension, it's also far away physically. I actually feel like I knew this the whole time. Now that I have learned the ways of your kind, I must return. Miriam, will you come with me? I don't know what to say. Besides, no, obviously. I've just begun to learn who I really am. This isn't the time for me to devote my life to figuring out who you are, Clank. You're blown away by Miriam's maturity. It's pretty clear that she's managed to surpass you in that regard. I understand, kind of. Humans are weird. A portal opens up and Clank disappears through it. Twists. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives. Hey, where's Clank? Whoa, he's just like dressed chill. Howdy, classmates. Just like the first day you met him, he's come prepared to feed an entire class. However, it's not enough to just give them a bucket of chicken. This time, it's a full meal. I didn't get to be the most famous chicken man in the history of chicken. And man by not reminding people to go out and buy my chicken. The end? No, it's not the end. As everyone feasts on their delicious chicken dinner, Colonel Sanders finds you sitting at the edge of the dance floor. Christoph, what are you doing sitting all alone? Oh, just waiting for the right person to ask me to dance. Wink. I wonder, might you tell me what the qualities that you would expect to find in such a lucky person? I'm struggling to talk. I'm glad this is almost done, because I'm like, I wonder, might you tell me, what are the qualities that you would expect to find in such a lucky person? Off the top of my head, I don't know, a spicy musk, tidy goatee, a degree from a University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, just to name a few. It is truly my lucky day. Would you dance with me? Yes, I would love to. As you glide across the dance floor, hand in hand with Colonel Sanders, the future stretches out in front of you. And once my 100th franchise is up and running, I'll be ready to take a day off, and I'll be so glad to spend it together with you, Christoph. How sweet. We'll work together and play together. Colonel Sanders stops dead in his tracks. Work together? Well, I think this is something I just need to do by myself. But who will help you run your restaurants? I don't believe I need help. Besides, based on your time at school here, do you really think running restaurants is the best path forward? Could it be you found a love connection but failed to earn Colonel Sanders' respect as a chef? Can you live with only half of him? Will you be able to endure sharing him with his other love? The life of an entrepreneur? I suppose I could enroll at pastry school. Oh, my dear Christoph, I'm sure that you'll find your place eventually. And along the way, you'll have me by your side. The end. So I presume that my wrong move caused us to not work together. That was something. Boy, that wore me out. Wow, that was like 2 hours. Yeah, you should make food. I am gonna get some water and chill for a few minutes, because, man, reading like that wears me out. Holy crap, I am worn. So I'm actually gonna stop the stream for a couple minutes. I'll be back quite shortly, so you can stick around. Actually, maybe I won't stop the stream. I'll just set it to waiting. But yeah, I'll be back in just a few minutes. And if you're watching this on YouTube, bye. Love ya. Mwah.